So I am having so much fun.
I told you so.
I was up for 24 hours prior, I think in that last video in this series, and went to sleep, forced myself to go to bed like right before I hit 24 hours. Woke up, went to an event like early in the day, didn't get back home until about 5 p.m. and I slept hard. It is about 10 o'clock, 10:02 right now. And so I'm up and I've been working on this book, and I'm pretty much outlining the story and anything that comes to me, any scenes, any dialogue, and then it's going really well. I'm fleshing a lot of stuff out. What I am realizing is, because I have the city mapped out in a way, like it's truly helping me tell this story. And so there, like where ordinarily you might say, okay, well, I want them to go to a bowling alley because character A is really good at bowling. They used to bowl when he was a kid. Character B just got into it, and so we're gonna, have them have chemistry there. They both connect on the bowling. One can teach the other. Like you may have that, but for me, I'm like, oh, in this particular district or this part of town, these are the businesses that are there. So yeah, they can go bowling, but then right next to the bowling alley is this, I don't know, Chinese food spot. And of course you can do that with anything, but having put in the work of like developing this city, which really, to be quite honest, is a character in and of itself, but doing the work to flesh out this city, and it's ever changing, and I'm doing it in a way that allows me to keep growing. So I have the general shape of the city, and when I say shape, I don't mean like the literal jagged lines that would appear on a map. Like it's really just a big circle at this point. I'm putting, shapes, a square for this neighborhood, a rectangle for this one, a triangle, whatever. But what I'm saying is, a lot of this first story will be, as it stands right now, because that could change later, but as of right now, the story is taking place in the southwestern portion of the city. And there's particular businesses that are there. There are some people who are tied to that place. As far as territory is concerned, there are people who are dealing in that place. And it's like, I want to be able to tell these stories. And I already make characters cameo in and out, crossover within book. Like that's already something that I do. But I think this is going to help me keep track of it a little bit better. Not that I don't have track over it now, because I do. But I just like the idea of having this space, and you as the reader, not with some general, oh, they're in Atlanta on the south side, or oh, they're in Dallas on the west side. Like you can look and see, okay, this is where the majority of this story is taking place. So I'm hoping to make the bulk of this story exist in that southwestern space, in those neighborhoods, so that when I do, get the story that I'm also planning, and it happens in the wealthy enclave, that those stories can be told as well. And it's not a huge disconnect as far as continuity is concerned, because that is something that I realized, yes, a lot of people care about, but for me in particular, growing up watching soap operas, watching primetime dramas, reading X-Men, consuming media that had a very dramatic, serialized story, even if it was fantastical at some times, and at others it's very street level, down to earth realism, there's always been that continuity involved. And with the way my brain is wired, no matter what I'm consuming, be it a TV show, be it a movie or something, I am not looking for inconsistencies to rag on whatever it is. It's just, that's what I look for. I recognize patterns, I look for inconsistencies, and then I do that while trying to break down the story to see what is the logical next step, what would I have done if I created it, whether I like it or I hate it, if there's a decision that's made. So just by nature of like me being who I am, that's what I do. So I think that taking this approach is going to help me in the long run, keep track of something, but help the audience, the readers, also keep track of what's what, so I don't want to be like everybody's all over the city. Yeah, there'll be some crossover, the university is in one place and then city hall is in another and this and that, so there are general spaces where people will cross over. But if for the most part you can look at this first book and say, oh, that's in such and such district and whatever else, then that's good. So that's what I'm shooting for. And there is, while developing this outline, because again, I don't remember which video it was, but I am divorcing myself from the strict standard, this has to happen like this mind frame when it comes to writing, and getting back to my roots, which is just write what the hell you want. Of course, some things, you want to happen. You want the love interest to maybe have some sort of meet cute. You want them to have some kind of falling out moment. You want to have them regroup, get together, and then decide if it'll be happily ever after, happy for now. Like that portion of it is going to be there no matter what. But the road I'm taking to get there, I'm not saying it's good or bad, better or worse. I'm just doing what feels good. And by doing that, what feels good, I am outlining, doing like bullet points. These are the things that I want to happen. And then the one thing that I think is helping me a lot is that I am being minimal with my outline, for lack of a better word than just saying outline over and over. So I have decided to do like the inciting incident, the midpoint, and the climax. Get those as fixed points and then just work my way backwards from there. And by doing so and like completing this, plugging in some of these bullet points that I made of like scenes I'd like to see or things I think should happen, I am fleshing out this world. But I'm not just fleshing it out like, oh, here's the best friend and the best friend's mom and the best friend's little brother. Like, I'm fleshing it out that way, yes, but I'm also fleshing it out and being able to plug these people into this neighborhood. I keep going back to my neighborhood of this city. So that's where I am now. I just came up with a bit of a bit tie-in with a different character that I wasn't considering, but which makes so much sense. So I'm happy for that and happy to see what happens. How does this unfold? So I'm going to get back to it and probably spend the rest of the night dealing with this, and I don't know, just let that be that, man. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm getting further and further ahead. Details are coming to me. Like, to be quite honest, a lot of this book is already written, because when something hits me and it's dialogue or whatever, I'm putting it down. I'm not putting it off to the side to maybe use flair. No, it's going right there in the outline. This is the literal language that will be spoken, by the characters, or this are the things that is going to happen. So it's just making it easier. That's all I got.
So don't you tell me I am selfish just because I look out for myself. I've been happy, working hard, so I won't have to cry when I'm older. I could have done this or that. I remember when I used